Rebecca Lowe, NBC Sports Premier League host, lifelong Crystal Palace fan. How do you feel today?
Dan, flipping Patrick, I feel a lot of feelings I've never felt before. I feel like life goes too quickly and already Saturday is too far ago. Like it's too long ago. How did it already get to Monday? No, I need it to still be Saturday. I feel slightly empty isn't quite the right, not deflated, maybe just exhausted. Could just be like emotional exhaustion. But I also find myself, and I don't think this has ever happened to me before. I find myself during these last couple of days just drifting into a daydream and thinking and remembering what it was like at Wembley Stadium on Saturday. I feel pretty complete, to be honest.
Explain the FA Cup to our audience that may not know.
Okay, so the FA Cup is nearly 150 years old. It's an incredible competition that is separate from the league. So whilst it's similar to Super Bowl in that you have the knockouts in the Super Bowl, in the later stages when you get to the playoffs, right? And then the two get to the final. This is knockout all the way along. So you play the league normally, and then you all get to go into the FA Cup. And the FA Cup actually starts in August with 900 and something teams. We're talking grassroots soccer in England. So we're talking village teams enter the FA Cup in August, and then they go through extra preliminary rounds, and then all the way to first round, second round, and then it gets to January, and that's when the big boys go in. So in the third round of the FA Cup is when the Manchester Cities and the Premier League clubs enter at the third round. You then have to win third round, fourth round, fifth round, quarterfinal, semi-final, and then you're in the final. So the competition actually starts in August, finishes in May, and it's the most revered, oldest and most famous cup competition in world football.
Did you ever think you would win in your lifetime?
Not really, no. Dan, we've been in it twice before. 1990, we were in it and I was 9 and I was too young to go. And then in 2016, I'd just given birth to Teddy Buckle and I couldn't go because he was 2.5 weeks old and I was in the United States, so I couldn't travel. So, and we've lost, obviously, both of those times before. So to get in it again, kind of so quickly, really, considering my club has been around since the 1800s, we've only been in the final 3 times. To get in it again was incredible. And I have to say, NBC have been amazing. They straight away said, yeah, Rebecca, you're going, even though I was supposed to be working today and yesterday. And no, I never thought we'd been in it. And also we were playing Manchester City, the team that you adopted 12 years ago, slightly lightly, but you adopted them, and they are not the team of back in those days, but they're still a blooming good team. And so to beat them in the biggest game in English football is I can't, it's so hard for me to describe the euphoria.
Cry?
There were a lot of tears before the game had even started. I was crying. They sing a song, or a hymn I should say, called Abide With Me before every FA Cup final. It's just the tradition. So I cried during that. Then I cried when the players came out, just because that was my team coming out on the field. And then I cried when we won it. So yeah, lots of tears.
Was there part of you that didn't want to subject your son to this potential torture for his life?
You know what? I did think about that. And when I told everybody that he was growing up as a Crystal Palace fan, people asked me that exact question. I thought, in some ways, yes, right? Because I would say of the 35 years of supporting Palace, it's been mainly painful. But I really believe, Dan, that if you support a Liverpool, a Manchester United back in the day, a Manchester City, you'll never get that moment I got, because you win all the time. You win trophies all the time. So I want him to understand that in life, Dan, it is quality, not quantity.
We're talking to Rebecca Lowe. She, of course, is the host of the Premier League on NBC and Peacock. And she was there at Wembley with her husband and son.
Yeah.
And as soon as they won, I did think of you. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Does Crystal Palace have a trophy case?
Not technically, because we've not actually won a major trophy before. I'm sure there is space in the boardroom at the stadium. We've won smaller trophies down the years, like much, much smaller. But now we're going to build I think we'll build a whole room, to be quite honest, for this one beautiful trophy.
So what do you do now? This is weird. Red Sox fans, Cubs fans are like, wait a minute. Now we won.
I know, and it is weird, and that's why I say it's a feeling I've never had before. I don't quite know what to do with this feeling. I'm a bit concerned that Teddy thinks, age 9, that this is going to be, I mean, it could quite feasibly never happen again in his lifetime. I have told him that. So Crystal Palace are actually playing Liverpool, the Premier League champions, next Sunday on the final day of the season, and we are going to Anfield to watch Liverpool lift the Premier League trophy. I'll be the only one in the stadium that's actually more interested in their opposition next weekend. So I get to see them again next weekend. And then after that, to be honest, Dan, if we never win another trophy, I'm actually fine with it. It's done. Like, for me, that moment was full circle, 35 years since a 9-year-old. My dad was there, my family. Like, it's like it is complete now.
Okay, where does this rank top 5 days of your life?
Number 3.
So having Teddy.
Yep.
Getting the job at NBC, and then this, and then your wedding.
Very close, very close. I'm going baby wedding this, but then with both of them with me for this, it might kind of like they might all be on a little bit of a level par. It is that big. I genuinely feel like there was life before Saturday, Dan, and there is now life after Saturday. That is honestly what a line in the sand in my life that day was.
Congratulations. I didn't think it would happen in my lifetime, but I'm glad it happened in your lifetime, that you got to have Crystal Palace instead of being the butt of a joke.
Yeah.
That you're a champion.
Champions. Absolute flipping champions. It's unbelievable.
Have fun over there. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime. Thanks, Dan.
That's Rebecca Lowe, NBC Sports Premier League host. There is that, wait a minute, now what? Because you condition yourself where it's just like, yeah, well, next year. And then, you ask Red Sox fans after 2004, they're like, we kind of lost our identity. We have a different identity. The Cubs, it's a different identity there. The Premier League team will be on location. So the championship Sunday coverage starts at 9 Eastern on Peacock. Live coverage of all 10 matches at 11 a.m. Eastern on NBC Peacock, USA Network, CNBC, and Sci-Fi.